Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. John Watson. Most people would associate me with my colleague, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. You see, I take an account of all of our adventures, and this story is just one of many. It's a story not just of a great man, but of a good one too. So let me tell you a tale of adventure, scandal, the greatest gang of villains, and the world's greatest detective to meet them.
Let's have a peek over here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Who stole the jewels from the Tower of London? Read all about the baffling mystery. London gripped by outbreak of crime and violence. Get the paper here. Read all about it.
Foreman, what are you doing?
Oh, the paper man.
You may read the paper below stairs after I am done with it, not before.
Oh, but something that let me interested.
Let me see that. Gang war, jewels stolen from the Tower of London, murder in Whitechapel.
The article of the royal wedding, second column.
Royal wedding for the Prince of Bohemia. Undoubtedly, you've had my husband and I discussing certain private matters in regard to the prince.
I know my place.
Do you? Well, you better put behind you any idea of blackmail. Otherwise, I shall inform Scotland Yard that I have a wanted forger in my employ.
Please, Mrs. Ladd, I told you that in the strictest of confidence.
It was because of your criminal past that I hired you. I needed someone who could keep his mouth shut.
Blackmail? There's nothing further from my mind.
I trust so, for your sake.
The parlourmaid wishes to give notice.
Notice? I pay her well.
Yes, the certain things in the house may distress poor Teresa.
I'll speak to the girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Royal wedding for Her Royal Highness Princess Alexandria Romanov of Russia and His Royal Highness Prince Karl von Stahlberger of Bohemia.
I found Sid. He'll be along in a moment.
Read this, second column.
So, he's going to marry a Romanov, is he?
That's good for us. The better the title, the higher the stakes.
Not unless we get those letters.
We'll get them, never you worry.
Foreman said you wanted to see me, Mrs. Labby.
Teresa. What's this nonsense about you wanting to give notice?
I don't like the way you treat your friend.
You misunderstand, Teresa. She's ill. Not quite right in the head.
If we're harsh with her, it's only because we're thinking of her own good.
You mean she's demented?
Quite.
That does make a difference.
Very good. Now run along and let's hear no more talk of your giving notice.
Yes, ma'am.
She's a silly thing, that. Might be wise to let her go.
No, we must keep up appearances.
In the drawing room, Sid.
I let myself in. The door was locked and I couldn't resist the temptation to pick it. What's the game?
There. There's a Miss Alice Middleton staying with us.
A guest, you might say.
When we found her, she was despondent. Seems his sister, poor thing, drowned herself.
She loved a man who could never marry a commoner.
A title, gentlemen, eh?
A prince.
Like me?
He wrote letters to the unfortunate girl. Letters that could cause considerable embarrassment if they fell in the wrong hands.
And then this isn't here, right?
We're dealing with an insurance company now. They're acting as a go-between for the prince.
When Alice first came to us, she trusted us. When she began to have doubts, she ordered the lock changed on our safe. We couldn't frighten or starve her into opening the thing.
Sid Prince and his magic fingers will have it done in a jiffy. I can do it blindfolded.
Well, never mind congratulating yourself, Sid. Just get the job done.
Voila.
Empty!
Empty? Bless me.
Oh,
A speck of dust. She's food.
she'll pay for it. Get her!
I'll twist the truth out of her!
Listen here, Madge. I don't go for no rough stuff.
You think I've come this close to a fortune to let it slip through my fingers?
Sounds to me like the girl's too clever for it.
She'll talk.
Excuse me, Mrs. Labby.
What?
I encountered a gentleman in the garden.
What gentleman?
Oh, his car.
I don't know the gentleman.
Who's the bloke?
Sherlock Holmes?
I'm getting out of here.
Why, what's the matter?
Don't you know who he is?
Probably just a representative from the insurance company.
He's a private investigator. I don't want to see him. He put me behind bars 2 years ago. He's a devil, that Holmes.
Oh, stay calm. We have nothing to worry about.
All right. Window.
Shall I admit the gentleman?
Of course, find out what he wants. I'll be upstairs.
Yes, ma'am. Right to me, sir. Thank you. Please take a seat, sir.
Thank you.
Whom do you wish to see, sir?
Take my card to Miss Alice Middleton, please.
Oh, sorry, sir, but Miss Alice Middleton isn't seeing anybody right now. She's in very poor health.
I prefer to hear that from Miss Middleton herself.
Yes, sir.
Fresh fingerprints, not more than a few moments cold. Particles of coal dust clinging to the dial.
Good heavens! Who are you?
No need for alarm. My name is Holmes. Sherlock Holmes.
Not the Sherlock Holmes. The famous young detective.
Actually, I'm a consulting detective. I assist the police with their more difficult cases. Who's been at this safe?
How should I know, Mr. Holmes?
There's only one man in London who rooms in a hotel favored by Coleman, who is also a master at safe cracking. Sid Prince.
Sid Prince. Never heard of him.
And nevertheless, I suspect he's somewhere about. Please fetch him.
Yes, sir.
Try the front. He's probably watching the house.
I'll try, sir.
Mr. Holmes,
You are Miss Alice Middleton.
I am in poor health, Mr. Holmes.
You are Miss Alice Middleton.
I am in poor health, Mr. Holmes. Please be brief.
Miss Middleton, you have been dealing with a reputable insurance firm regarding certain letters.
That is my business, Mr. Holmes.
Incorrect. It is my business. The insurance firm has engaged my services.
Do you wish to set a price?
I wish to speak with Miss Alice Middleton.
And so you are.
Do not try my patience, Madge Larrabee. I know you and your husband are keeping Miss Middleton a prisoner in this house, and unless you produce her at once, I shall inform the police. I happen to know the authorities in France are most anxious to learn of your whereabouts.
James? James, bring her in here. Hurry. You are a clever man, Sherlock Holmes.
Clever? I am not clever, Madge. I am brilliant. And the sooner the criminal class realizes this, the sooner London will sleep in peace.
Kill me, you monster!
There we go.
Who's he?
Sherlock Holmes, a private investigator from the insurance company.
You've been mistreating this poor girl. There are marks on her wrists.
I wouldn't tell him anything if I was you, Alice. All he wants is your precious letters.
Do not reach for your pistol, Larrabee. That would be a foolish gesture.
Pistol? I was reaching for my pipe.
Do you wish to lodge a complaint against these people?
I shall handle this matter in my own way, thank you.
Miss Middleton, I implore you, if you release the contents of these letters, there's no telling what kind of damage you will cause.
And what do I care for damage? I'm only interested in one thing. Money.
But the insurance people will pay you a fair price.
And I'm not interested in a fair price. You Whigs are your employers. Their letters will cost them thousands and thousands of pounds.
May I see the letters?
You'll have to find them first.
Quick! There's a fire below stairs! Fire coming out the kitchen window! Don't let it spread!
Where the devil's falling?
Why don't you help them?
Because I have the matter under control. You see, when a woman thinks her house is on fire, she runs at the thing which she values most. A married woman grabs at her baby. An unmarried one, her jewelry, or in this case, letters.
That's mine. Ruin. Ruin.
My only wish is to help you. You're in the clutches of two villainous criminals.
You're clever.
Brilliant.
What does it matter? You have the letters. You've won.
I have the letters, true, but I have not won.
It was only a grease fire.
Foreman started it, tipped over parts of blood.
I cannot take these letters unless you hand them over willingly.
Why not?
But that would be stealing.
You may not have the letters.
In that case,
You're mad.
I'm not happy with Miss Middleton's decision, if that's what you mean. I would advise you to leave this house at once.
I'm not afraid of them any longer, Mr. Holmes. If they attempted to seize the letters, I shall destroy them. Eat them, burn them, tear them into shreds. No matter. There is no profit in ashes.
You are a remarkable young woman, Miss Middleton.
I shall go to my room now. Stand aside.
I trust you not take this matter lightly. If any harm should come to Miss Middleton, I shall hold the two of you personally responsible. Be warned. No need to show me to the door. I'll find my own way out.
Just when everything was going so well.
What are we going to do? Not without Sherlock Holmes onto us.
What about the letters?
Holmes didn't get them.
We ought to go upstairs and take them by force.
Oh, you heard her. What good would it do? She said she'd destroy them and not a penny for our trouble.
If Sherlock Holmes is on your case, you need help. There's one man you've got to talk to.
Who's that?
Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Professor Moriarty. The Napoleon of crime. He hates Sherlock Holmes with a right passion. He'll get those letters for you.
Smash it.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Where to?
Where else? To the professors!
The Commons, the Admiral.
What's the police been talking to now? Move along, I say, move along.
Vote for women! Vote for women! Give women the vote!
Move along, I say, no trouble. Now though, sir, I think it was quite a summer's night.
Sure hope so. It's not safe to walk around anymore.
There's no need to worry. I'm here to protect the honest citizens.
What's wrong? My necklace! Someone's stolen my necklace!
And my wallet! It's gone as well!
It must have been them suffragettes. Quick, down to the corner, get help. I'll go after the women. Stop! Thief! Stop!
I understand our contact with the Tottenham area has been pulling houses again.
His collections from your protective society are down by 2%.
I suspect that 2% has ended up in our contact's pocket. I think we can dispense with his future services. Have his body found and else have someone in North Scotland.
Yes, Professor.
Oh, and what about the informant who was working undercover at Scotland Yard on jewel heist?
Oh, dispose of the usual manner. There'll be no trace.
As usual.
One of your dock workers was overheard mentioning he was a close friend of Professor Moriarty.
Professor Moriarty has no friend. And Professor Moriarty is a friend of no one. Have him attended to. Seeing that his disappearance is noticed, have spoken of. Have the workers on the docks wonder wherever became of their mate. But they conjure in their minds to be far worse than the truth.
You're a master of psychology, Professor.
Anything else?
Well, 3 of your men come up for trial on Thursday next.
Ah, yes. Thanks to young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, he'll be the Crown's star witness.
Mr. Holmes has interfered in my plans once too often. I do not wish him to testify.
Shall we take care of him in the usual way?
My dear Joan, you surprise me. Mr. Holmes is not the usual human being. So therefore, he cannot be dealt with in the usual manner. Commence. Is Mrs. Bassett? Admit her.
The professor will see you, Miss Bassett.
Report.
A respectable poll from various suffragette meetings here throughout the city.
Clarify. Respectable. Not as good as our hall from Tower of London.
But, Professor, Tower of London job comes along once in a lifetime.
Well, perhaps next time I can arrange to do the town. Anyone out there?
Sid Prince.
Who?
Sid Prince, the safecracker you used to back in the stock exchange.
I recall.
Any assignment for this evening, Professor?
I shall revert to you. It may be requiring special services.
Oh?
It will depend on how a conversation with a certain private investigator concludes. Any trouble with the police?
My suffragettes are well trained, Professor. Whenever it looks as if the jig is up, we stage a minor riot. When it's over, the onlookers have been relieved of their wallets, bombs, and beads.
If I had used you for previous assignments, 3 of my best men would not be standing on the docks with Sherlock Holmes breathing down their necks.
If women get the vote, it will be the end of our masquerade.
I do not intend to see so valuable a gang as our suffragettes lose their cover. To that end, I am working diligently to see that women do not receive the vote.
I understand.
Joan, admit Sid.
Yes, Professor.
You'll get your cut, usual manner.
Always a pleasure talking with you, Professor.
As it should be.
Remember me, Professor?
You left particles of coal dust in the vault at the stock exchange.
I did.
What do you want?
I have some information that might interest you.
Commence.
Seems this couple...
Names?
Imagine James Larrabee.
Don't want to buy the French police.
Blimey, Professor. Is there anything you don't know?
What I don't know is what you have that might interest me.
They have a package of letters that put the Prince of Bohemia in a very awkward way.
The Prince of Bohemia worked with Larry's.
They're waiting.
Oh, they're just waiting. You brought them here to my secret office.
I vouch for the Larrys.
I hope you do, Sid. Otherwise, the thank you for an overnight guest. I have my methods. Oh, Joan! Add the Larrys.
I wouldn't do anything to harm you, Professor. You know that. You can trust Sid Prince.
Trust? I trust no one. And that is why I'll never be defeated. So, about this business with the Prince of Bohemia.
I don't know if we want to tell you. After all, this is our game, not yours.
Oh, is it?
I'm not even certain if I want to be here.
Hold your tongue with me, Larry.
Here now, I don't like to be talked to like that.
Well, obviously, you do not understand of whom you are speaking.
Don't make the Professor angry.
I'm not afraid of him.
You should be, Larry. Otherwise, you won't live another day. I have my methods.
Careful.
And sit down.
Anyway, we were talking about the Prince of Bohemia.
Can you help us?
Who is the young woman in the case?
Alice Middleton, stubborn. Her sister died in despair over the prince.
Not before he wrote many love letters.
We planned to sell them to the insurance company.
And then, all of a sudden, like, they called in Sherlock Holmes.
Name again! Tell me. Who has the letters now?
Alice has them on her person. She threatens to destroy them should we make a move.
And you know the contents of each letter?
Of course.
You can make forgeries?
We have in our employ an extremely clever forger.
Foreman by name.
And Holmes. He has seen these letters.
Only the small envelope he returned to Alice. He didn't have time to open the letters themselves.
Tie the forgeries up so that they look exactly as the package Holmes has held in his hand.
But why, Professor?
I have my methods. I shall have that package by 11 tonight.
It will be ready.
And I'll require some assistance from you both.
You haven't said anything about the business arrangements.
Right, you will have an opportunity to sell the package of Holmes for a good round sum. You will take 100% and I, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing except the package of real letters.
Careful, Jimmy boy. You don't want to make the Professor angry. I tell you.
You were, I believe, Sir Larry, acquainted with one Alf Waxman, a well-known blackmailer.
I know old Alf Shore.
We all do.
Seen him around lately?
Now that I think of it, no.
And you won't be. He displeased me.
He won't cross you, Professor.
Oh, I hope not. I should hate to see you in widow's weeds.
You won't have any trouble from us, Professor Moriarty. We'll get what we can from Holmes.
What about the packet of real letters?
The disposition of the real letters is no concern of yours.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you say, Professor.
Right on. Joan, your interview's over. I bid you good morning.
I was wondering, Professor, if you had anything extra assigned.
I said your interview is over, Mr. Prince.
Yes, sir. This way, sir. Lovely to meet you.
The Prince of Bohemia. Wonderful, splendid capital! Professor Moriarty here. Bring my cap around front. I journey to Baker Street.
To Sherlock Holmes.
That is his place of residence, I believe.
And you will go there yourself.
I will go there myself. I will offer him peace or destruction. Either way, Moriarty wins.
You're a marvel, Professor. A human marvel.
Invigorating.
Buy a flower, only a penny. Who wants one?
Good for the circulation.
Are you speaking to me, sir?
What? Who? Oh, no, my good one. I was merely commenting on the healthful benefits of London fog. It's underrated. For some maladies, it can be most beneficial.
Bless me, sir. You speak like an educated man.
I am a doctor, or Watson by name.
Not the famous Dr. Watson, the one who writes about Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
The same.
I'm a great fan of yours, Dr. Watson.
You don't say.
Of course, I can't read myself, but I have a friend who can pronounce all the words.
Good to hear it.
You and your Mr. Holmes should go on strange adventures. I never have gotten over the case of the Sussex vampire.
Liked that one, did you?
Positively creepy. Scared me more than the case of the speckled band.
Well, always happy to meet a loyal reader.
No charge for you, Dr. Watson. It's a pleasure.
Oh, this was thoughtful of you. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like to buy some matches?
Oh, bless me, Baker Street is becoming a gypsy bazaar.
I've some from India and some from Sweden. A person can never have enough matches.
Oh, what rubbish. Make them sound like the staff of life. There you go. Now, Doctor, keep you quiet.
Thank you, Governor.
Yeah. Person can never have enough matches. Foolish child.
Look sharp. I've kept my eye on the house. Kept watch everyone going in, everyone coming out.
Cover all alleyways in the Baker Street. The professor may require our assistance.
I can decoy the policeman on the corner.
Good. Don't attract undue attention. Be ready when and if needed.
Buy a flower, only a penny. Who wants one?
Matches, who needs matches?
Must you yell, old fellow? I'm trying to concentrate on my music.
Oh, do put it down, Holmes. I can hear the string screeching halfway up a block.
You should develop an ear for music.
I have an ear for music. It's your violin playing that makes me wish I were deaf.
Surely my playing hasn't put you in this agitated state.
It's the neighborhood.
Baker Street is a perfectly respectable neighborhood. Almost too respectable.
Too respectable?
I know, my dear Watson, that you share my love for all that is bizarre and outside the conventions and humdrum routine of everyday life. But Baker Street hardly qualifies. It's comfortable, but routine.
You wouldn't think so if you had to rub the gauntlet. I just didn't. Match sellers, ribbon harpers, suffragettes, pushcarts. It was busier than the fish market at dawn.
Baker Street is not the best area for commerce. Therefore, I suspect the match sellers, ribbon hawkers, suffragettes, and pushcart peddlers are not as they seem.
Talking riddles again.
I see you visited Lally's bookstore within the hour and were unable to acquire your weekly copy of the London Review.
How the devil did you deduce that?
These traces of clay on your shoe. Workmen are excavating outside the Lally's, and this particular shade of clay can only be found in that one locale. Also, it is not a time to dry.
Amazing.
Since the London Review is a large, hardbound periodical that cannot fit into a medical bag, I can only surmise that they were sold out.
Holmes, you astound me.
Elementary, my dear Watson, elementary.
I met a fan. Flower woman down the street. Pleasant sort. She was a great admirer of your exploits and my literary talent.
Do come in, Mrs. Hudson.
What on earth have you done to my wall? I'm putting this on your rent. There's a gentleman to see you.
Yes, that would be Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard. He is not alone.
What on earth could you have known that?
It is of no importance. Please show the lady and gentleman in.
Yes, Sherlock. I do wish you wouldn't use my walls for that sort of thing, Sherlock. It ruins the wallpaper.
Quite right, Mrs. Hudson. Quite right.
Always.
Lestrade and some woman.
Lestrade is merely acting as a police escort. The gentleman in question is none other than the Prince of Bohemia, and the woman, Lady Edwina Hunter, a distant relative.
But how can you be sure it's them?
I looked up the window when they arrived in their carriage. Pray come in. Delighted to see you again, Lady Edwina. My colleague, Dr. John Watson.
Dr. Watson.
Delighted.
This is...
Shh! Softly. The walls may have ears. Pray be seated.
No. We've come directly from the insurance people. They tell us you've taken complete charge.
Indeed.
What progress have you made, Mr. Holmes?
Minimal.
Considering your reputation, that's hardly encouraging. You disappoint me.
We'll pay you any sum.
My charges are on a fixed scale. I never bury them unless I remit them altogether.
We're desperate.
Your Highness, did you love the sister of Alice Middleton?
That's all in the past. The future is all that matters.
I see no reason not to answer. I loved her deeply. Given the chance, I would have married her.
Nonsense. You're too young to know your own mind. Infatuation, nothing more.
Did she know of your feelings?
Yes.
You say that you would have married her, that she knew of your true affections. Hardly the motives of self-destruction.
I could never understand why she did it.
Curious. She had everything to live for.
What matters now are those letters. In the wrong hands, they could be lethal.
I don't think we're followed.
No matter. It appears to me our time has been wasted. Mr. Holmes reports minimal progress.
I assure you, Lady Edwina, who knows what he's about?
You'll forgive me then if I do not share in your enthusiasm. The stakes are too high for anything but positive results. I think we ought to return to the insurance people and register a complaint. I trust we may expect more than minimal progress in the near future, Mr. Holmes.
Please forgive my aunt. She is under a terrible strain. I cannot bring myself to reprimand her.
I understand.
Good day.
I would not show Your Highness. I'd like a word with Mr. Holmes. The lady drains a cold one.
The motives are clear. She only wants to protect the family honor.
Being the prince's bodyguard ain't my idea of ideal police work.
I'd consider it an honor.
I've got him to worry about, and the High Street retired London. I hope you give me a hand with that one.
An audacious crime? Robbery at the Tower of London.
Yes. That would make an excellent title. Sherlock Holmes and the robbery at the Tower of London.
That might be a story for your pen, Dr. Watson, but it's my job.
Once this affair with the prince is concluded, the robbery will have my full attention.
I'm obliged, Mr. Holmes. Count on Mr.
Count on Lestrade? The man's a dolt. Doubt he can find himself in the lost and found department.
But the prince is a rather unique client.
You consider the prince to be a client. Have you no compassion?
The client is to me a mere unit, a factor in a problem. The emotional qualities are antagonistic to clear reasoning.
My sound like a calculating machine.
The plot thickens.
What?
Shh, shh, shh.
Some of Mrs. Hudson's good English cooking?
Hardly. It's jasmine. Essence of jasmine.
The perfume?
Won't you come in, Miss Middleton?
Bless me.
No need to hide in the shadow. I'm sure the straw didn't see you.
How did you know it was me?
There are 75 perfumes, which it is very necessary that a criminal expert should be able to distinguish from each other. At the Larrabys, you radiated the scent of jasmine.
Remarkable deduction.
Elementary.
Holmes, where are your manners? I'm Dr. Watson, my dear. My friends call me John. Won't you have a seat?
Thank you, Dr. Watson. I would like to speak with you privately, Mr. Holmes.
Well, if you want to be alone, then...
No need, old fellow. I would like your input in this matter. You may speak openly in front of Watson.
As you wish. You see, I've come to correct a false impression.
Indeed.
I told you that my prime motive was a desire for money, but it's not money that I want.
You seek justice for your sister.
But there is no justice. I seek punishment, revenge even.
Revenge is not only sweet, it can be therapeutic.
I seek nothing for myself.
Then why didn't you confront the prince outside the house?
Because I couldn't prove anything. I want the world to know of his disgrace, his cruelty.
Funny. Prince Carl seemed a rather pleasant young man.
Watson, please.
Sorry.
Is this all you wanted to tell me?
Why didn't you seize the letters when you had the opportunity?
Because I'm a detective first and a gentleman second.
Try again.
Because I'm a gentleman first and a detective second.
I see. I'll take no more of your time.
Oh, no need to run. I can have Mrs. Hudson brew us some tea. She's famous for her cucumber sandwiches.
No, thank you, Dr. Watson. I've already imposed.
Are you still at the Larrabys?
I've made arrangements to move to a hotel. Modest but fashionable.
What?
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Miss Middleton?
Lovely creature.
My methods seldom fail. She's taking the bait.
Bait?
She'll never turn those letters over to me unless I have a complete trust. I am winning that trust.
Funny. She seemed charming. Disturbed, but charming.
I assure you, the most winning woman I ever knew was hanged, poisoning 3 little children for their insurance money.
So, you don't like Miss Middleton?
To like a woman is the first step to loving a woman. Love is an emotional thing.
I hope so. For God's sake.
Whatever is emotional is opposed to that true cold reason which I place above all things.
I cannot. What?
Careful. I think I heard something.
Mr. Holmes.
Easy, Watson. It's the Larry's maid.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, I'm so happy to see you.
What the devil? Are you doing coming in through the window like that? Most irregular?
Foreman said no one must see me come in through the front door.
Foreman?
My man at the Larry's. In undercover. Agent?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, I'm so nervous. What if the police had seen me? They'd have thought I was a criminal.
Compose yourself. Sit down. Give me the message.
Foreman says they've got you making bundles of forgeries.
They? You mean the Larrabys?
Yes, they're making copies of Miss Middleton's letters.
I take it you understand from Foreman the seriousness of this business?
He has enlisted my aid. I'm your ally, Mr. Holmes.
Good show.
Poor Miss Middleton. They told me she was demented. I'm quitting at once.
No, you mustn't do that.
No.
I wish Miss Middleton to know that I propose to buy the false letters. Tell her you overheard the Larrabys discussing the matter with Foreman.
If you say so.
But do not tell her I know that the letters are counterfeit.
But why?
I have my reasons. If she work with me in the future, I shall demand complete fidelity to my orders.
In other words, my dear, he doesn't want you to ask any questions.
You do wish to help Miss Middleton.
Oh, yes.
Foreman was right. must be careful on their way out. I suspect the house is being watched.
Watched?
Careful.
I find detective work exciting, Mr. Holmes.
I was afraid of that. Off you go.
Yes, sir.
Holmes, this apartment has more traffic than Victoria Station.
The game's afoot.
Oh, why don't you just speak so I can understand you?
What is it, Mrs. Hudson?
A match girl just got news from my sister, Sherlock, and with the headaches.
The match girl?
No, my sister. I'll have to go get her and tell him when I'll be back.
Watson and I can manage.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't think so, John. It's her nerves more than anything. I'll bring her some rosehip tea.
We'll be quite all right.
No, there's cold liver on the ice in case you're hungry.
Cold liver? I could have sworn it was kidney pie.
Watson, I'm expecting a visitor any minute. He will not enter this house unless he is shown alone. Go after Mrs. Hudson, pretend to escort her to the tram, then double back to the street. Do not enter this house unless you hear me cry out or a gunshot disturbs the calm.
But, Holmes,
No time to argue. Do as I ask.
what is all the mystery? You never tell me a thing. People only popping in and out.
Won't you come in, Professor? I find the violin relaxes me. Hand me the violin, and I can forget for 30 minutes miserable weather and the still more miserable ways of my fellow man.
I find the same solace in higher mathematics. Signal for a client?
Do make yourself comfortable.
You're not surprised to see me?
No. Your suffragettes have been gathering in the byways of Baker Street for the last hour.
Oh, you know them, I see. But then again, I would expect nothing less from the great Sherlock Holmes.
You flatter me, Professor.
I have never underestimated you, Holmes. We are both connoisseurs. You and I have been fencing for years. Our palms grow smaller and smaller, and we grow old together like a couple of pretty old pike. Either I finish you, or you finish me, or we choke on each other. But either way, one of us must go.
I take it you have a proposal.
Join with me, Holmes. An alliance.
An unholy alliance.
I may attempt to.
Jewels from the Tower of London, loot from robbery, stock manipulations. You disappoint me, Professor.
Oh, you and I both know what's most desired, Holmes. Power. Soon I will have the power to create the greatest crime of all time. World war. Nations will grovel at my feet. Millions. We made millions with which to buy more power. Kings, emperors, presidents will behold at my feet. What a glorious spectacle, Mr. Holmes. The world in flame.
I will never let this happen.
Oh, Mr. Holmes. If you do not agree to join with me, then I need your assurance that you will never again hinder my plans.
And if I give no such assurance,
Destruction.
if I were guaranteed your destruction, I would, in the interest of the public, cheerfully accept my own.
Oh, I will miss you, Holmes.
And I you, Professor. What have you done?
Oh, go on, Holmes. You should be able to make a deduction.
Teresa, the Larrabee's parliament.
I surmise she was on her way to deliver a message. You couldn't have that.
Brilliant plan, Moriarty. Let's hope the killers don't give you away to the police. Lestrade and his men are already rounding up as much of your gang as they can catch in the street.
They'll come here next, I suppose.
No. I don't know how you hope to put your grand illusion into effect, but you must be free to move about so I can hound you and discover your plot.
You have seen fit not only to reject my proposal, but to do so such irritating slowness. You win this round of stuff, and the next shall fall to me. I have my methods, and you have been warned.
Moriarty! You will pay for that girl's murder. The game's afoot. Now not rest until I see you behind bars and your plans ruined. You have been warned.
Professor, are you in here? Here, Moriarty, here, Moriarty. Where are you?
No one in here except us suffragette mice, Mr. Prince.
Scared me half to death, you did, Miss Bassick. My heart's racing.
Oh, look, you stop it. I'm fine. I can get up by myself. Stop.
Well, have a seat.
Gladly.
Won't see, will you?
No, mind if I light up me pipe?
No!
Now what?
Where's the gas lines? They leak.
They're old.
They mentioned it. I can smell the gas.
Dangerous stuff.
Deadly.
You might say we're in a gas chamber. So no matches.
Amen to that.
Who's that?
Should be gas at Gertie.
It's her. Can't mistake that one.
Greetings, one and all! Did you bring it? Of course I did. One of me finest, too. Well, let's see it.
What's that wicked-looking thing?
It's a time bomb, dear. Ain't it pretty?
Ain't the sort of thing I would prefer to be Christmas story.
What's the professor gonna do with that?
Who's it for?
All in good time. Did you miss me?
Was he there the whole time, Professor?
I shall be brief.
It's me finest piece of work, Professor.
It had better be, gas I suppose you. Or this dragon beneath us drops the salumage.
You can trust me workmanship, Professor. I stand by my product.
Trust? That is no word of use to Moriarty. Timing?
5 minutes leeway once it's set.
If that's something here, it'll look like a tidal wave in the marsh.
Precisely.
Who's it to be for, Professor?
Young Sherlock Holmes.
He's a big fish, that one.
They won't be able to sop up Holmes with a blotter!
Who's that?
Oh, I should have clarity.
Had a devil of the time finding the place.
Leave us. It's down ready for you needed.
This way?
So you gave the package to Holmes as ordered.
We did, telling him to meet us here at midnight.
Will he come?
Holmes has one fault attributable. But it's vanity. You see, he must produce his letters or suffer irreparable damage to his reputation. Now, when Holmes has the package, give 3 short whistles.
Not sure I can do that. I can manage 1, but 3 takes talent.
Oh, go on, James.
Here, use this.
Thank you, Professor.
Not now, pretty. When you're finished with Holmes.
Beg pardon?
This is basket notes, dear. Sing! Stand guard by the alley. When Holmes nears, signal the bird call.
Bird call?
Coo-coo-coo.
Coo-coo-coo. I'm your man, Professor.
Well, good luck, Barry's.
What if Holmes tries something? What if he phones the police? Hello?
Creepy old warehouse. Turns my blood to ice water. Sorry if I got mixed up in all this. Don't like that Professor Moriarty either. He's too spooky for my tastes.
Well, the sooner we're done with him, and the sooner we can be rid of Holmes, so we won't. Just stay focused.
What's that?
Holmes!
You.
What is this place? It's supposed to be ghastly.
A delicate thing, aren't you, Alice?
At the moment, it's our place of business. How did you get here?
I followed you in a car. It wasn't hard.
And what are you going to do? Inform the police?
I know what you're up to, Larry. If that does concern you. Your maid, Teresa, had to die for me to get the message. But now I know. You're going to sell counterfeit letters to Mr. Holmes. Or try to.
And you're going to warn him, are you?
I will not be swindled and deceived.
So how do you plan to stop us?
I could buy you off.
Why should you be protective of Sherlock Holmes?
That's my affair.
An affair of the heart, maybe? Oh, Alice, you've put yourself in danger coming here. How much would you give?
The real letters.
Do you have them with you?
No. But I can get them.
Ah. You think he's your friend, don't you? He's not. Otherwise he wouldn't be coming here to buy the letters.
The fake letters.
He doesn't know that.
Before he'd buy any letters, he'd ask my permission.
He won't get the chance.
What's that for?
You'll see.
What is this?
Tie her up and gag her.
No,
Please don't struggle, dear. It'll make me irritated.
I'll tell you where the real letters are.
Don't trust her.
Just please promise not to go on with this.
It's too late. Holmes will cry out.
We know our business, Mr. Larrabee.
You do what the professor wants and there won't be any problems.
Finished.
Neat and tidy.
Nice scheme all falling to pieces. What's that? Has to be Holmes.
I'm sure you tell why the criminal element so fancies the Plumstead marshes.
Oh, the West India docks are much too public.
Sewer rats favor these marshes. Perhaps that's the connection.
Never shy with the insult, are you, Mr. Holmes?
Not where rogues are concerned,
Not my message I can see.
obviously.
We picked this place because it was neutral territory.
Rubbish. It's one of Moriarty's caves. I've been here on other occasions dealing with riffraff.
Mariachi? Never heard of him.
As a liar, you're a rank amateur, Mr. Larrabee.
We tell you we've never heard of this Moriarty.
I am here to discuss letters.
They're sitting right in front of you, Mr. Holmes.
And Miss Middleton has consented to the same. On the contrary, I would say Miss Middleton knows nothing of this affair, so let us omit her name from our conversation.
What makes you think she's still in the dark?
Your every look, tone, and gesture.
You think you can read me like a book?
A children's book. Get on with it.
How much would you give?
£1,000.
5.
I have brought the sum with me.
I tell you we'll take no less than 5.
My time is quite as limited as yours. £1,000. If you desire to sell at this figure, advise me at once, or I shall bid you a good evening.
Will you give 2?
1.
Ah, why quibble?
James!
£1,000 it is.
My letters?
Paid for and delivered.
Now I've got you, Larrabee. You'll do 10 years for robbery.
Robbery?
With these letters?
You haven't got a witness.
Miss Middleton herself. I saw her enter this warehouse, and intermingled with the odor of escaping gas is the unmistakable scent of jasmine. Where have you hidden her?
Pay no mind, it's them sewer rats.
Once you two are behind bars, the professor has lost 2 more incompetent crooks.
Think so?
A whistle. A bit theatrical, isn't it?
You're done for, Sherlock Holmes.
Now who's got the upper hand?
I warn you, I learned uncommon fighting techniques in the Orient. My hands and feet are deadly.
Oh, talk. We got a pin down.
We'll play it safe. Bring out the girl.
Give us any trouble, Mr. Holmes, and the girl goes first.
They can't be trusted, Mr. Holmes.
Can't be trusted, Mr. Holmes.
I recognize a lot. Mrs. Baskin and a gang of counterfeit suffragettes. Secrets. And the destructive gas house Gertie.
What on earth are you waiting for? Tie him up.
It's not hard to imagine who's the boss of this.
He knows about the professor.
No matter. The professor's a gent. He gave me a message for you.
He presented his kindest compliments and wished you a pleasant
Journey.
journey. What are you talking about, Mr. Holmes? A pleasant journey to the other side.
Had me whip up a little bon voyage gift. Ain't it pretty?
That's a bomb.
Oh, I hope so, dearie. That's what it's supposed to be.
5 minutes.
I'll set the timer. Just like boiling an egg.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Are the ropes tied?
Catch Mrs. Hands with those ones.
Glad to see the last of you, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. We're doomed.
Courage, Miss Middleton. Courage.
You can stay and chit-chat. I'm traveling.
I'm with you, Sid.
The great detective. blown to bits in the Plumstead marshes.
So, who is this professor they speak of?
The most evil man in London. I suspect, Miss Middleton, he wants the marriage to take place. That is why he has taken an interest in the letters.
I don't understand. For all minutes.
If the marriage takes place, he could then produce letters proving that Prince Carl married under a cloud, that he employed deception.
Go on.
This affront to the honor of the Russian royal family will demand satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
War.
War? 3 minutes.
The professor would then be in a position of unbelievable powers to control the munitions cartels. That is a scheme. Count on it.
Incredible.
Miss Middleton, your sister met her demise not as you think, but at the hands of a hired assassin.
Can I believe that?
I know Moriarty's motives.
Although we will soon be going out together, I feel as if this whole entire thing is all my fault. Here you are, doomed to death because of me. I cannot help but feel responsible.
These things happen.
If only you had stayed out of the case.
When Moriarty is involved, matters demand my presence. 2 minutes.
Then this was goodbye.
Nonsense. I shall free myself from these bonds and survive.
How on earth do you plan to do that?
In Tibet, I studied the thought concentration of the holy monks. They had the amazing power to shrink their hands through intense meditation. They even taught me a song to remember it by. It works every time.
Meditation, you haven't died.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
Please hurry, Mr. Holmes.
London Bridge is
Only 90 seconds left.
My family.
Too late.
London Bridge is
Mr.
falling down,
Sherlock!
falling down for never. God.
Good heavens.
It's all inhalation. Proper breathing is a great boon to mankind. It's a pity so few men and women know how to breathe properly. Without in concentration, of course.
Do you think you could untie me, Mr. Holmes?
Meditation never fails.
Perhaps I shall have to try it sometime, but not now.
You're a very brave young woman, Miss Middleton.
At the moment, I'm a very frightened young woman. We must escape. There are only seconds left.
7, to be precise.
should help with the headaches, Miss... I didn't quite catch the name.
Miss Gibbs, Doctor. Miss Lillian Gibbs. Thank you for your time, although I am sorry to discover Mr. Holmes isn't home.
I get a lot of patients coming here hoping to see him.
Well, just a glimpse is all I wanted. I wouldn't dream of intruding on his privacy. You're sure he's not here?
My dear young man, I've already told you that Holmes is not here, and I'm not in the habit of lying.
I didn't mean to appear rude.
It's Miss Baskerville, Dr. Watson.
Baskerville? Baskerville?
I won't take up any more of your time. This way?
Funny creature, that Mrs. Gibbs. Not a thing the matter with her.
Do you sit down, miss?
Yes. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
I'm desperate for help. You must tell me when Sherlock Holmes is going to return.
I have no idea. Sorry. What seems to be the trouble?
My uncle was recently killed by a gigantic ghost hound.
A ghost hound, did you say?
What?
On the moors outside the manor house. The villagers say it's a curse. The Hound of Baskerville.
Gracious, doesn't sound like a proper English ghost at all.
My brother, Sir Henry, is next in line for the inheritance. I must speak with Sherlock Holmes!
There.
My brother is going to be the next to die. I'm so frightened.
Come along with me, child. Let's have a hot tea by my kitchen fire and wine and
Yes. Excellent idea, Mrs. Hudson. Perhaps when you've had your tea, Holmes will have returned. Poor girl. Gigantic ghost hound. What will they think of next? Holmes, what the devil?
We're alone.
Yes, we're alone. What on earth are you doing coming in through the window like that?
I had to make sure Moriarty saw me.
Then why did you go in the front way?
There must be a certain mystery regarding my return to Baker Street. You see, he means to kill me.
You mean in here?
He missed his chance in Plumstead Marshes.
Were you mixed up in that?
In a fashion. Any unusual visitors this morning?
No, just a girl complaining about a dog.
Dog.
And a woman who claimed to be Miss Lillian Gibbs, but looked suspiciously like the description you gave me of Madge Larrabee.
Ah, excellent. Undoubtedly here to see if I was in hiding. The knot grows tighter. Mrs. Hudson?
Now, about the letter business.
Yes. I told Prince Carl and Lady Edwina to meet me here within the hour.
With Moriarty on the prowl?
What better time?
I'm sorry, Sherlock, I didn't hear you come in.
Yes, that is what you should expect to hear when you do not wish to be heard.
Huh?
Please fetch the cabbie on the corner.
Cabs don't wait on the corner, Sherlock. That's enough business for them.
I'm sure you'll find one there this morning. Inform the cabbie you have a tenant that wishes to go to the following address, 106 Harley Lane.
Oh, who's going out?
I am.
But you just came in.
To hurry, Mrs. Hudson?
Yes, sir.
106 Holly Lane. Isn't that the address of the insurance firm that hired you?
Correct.
And you're going there with everyone else coming here?
Correct again. Hello, what's this?
Oh, just some medical supplies I had delivered.
Might do. It seems heavy.
Might do for what?
Do stop asking so many questions and give me a hand.
Ready? All right, all three. Yes, 1, 3, 2, 3. What are you doing?
That was exactly as I predicted.
Oh, get up! Are you just going to leave it there?
Curious.
What?
That he's here so soon. No, those are not the footsteps. Jasmine,
Pray forgive me for coming against your introduction.
You are a woman of strong will, Miss Middleton.
You wouldn't allow me to thank you last evening.
I expect no thanks, but I told you I have an important business meeting here at this hour.
Yes, but I just...
Shh!
What is it?
Shh! Miss Middleton, quickly play a patient, keep your back to the visitor.
What visitor?
Watson, I rely on
Have a seat, my dear.
Ah, there you are, my good man. I wish to go to the following address, 106 Harley Lane, and then to Victoria Station. You have trouble with that? It's heavy.
Now, my dear, about these dizzy spells.
Yes. Well, you see, they give me no relief.
And when was it that you first noticed them?
About a fortnight ago.
Need a hand?
Well,
Perhaps I should remove some of the contents. I wouldn't want anything to break in transit.
oh, I know what I'm doing. What are you doing? No, just stop!
Mr. Holmes, what's happening?
I've got you!
Why don't you put handcuffs on the cabman?
Handcuffs? Cabman? No, Miss Middleton. I give you the author of the evil that has transpired, Professor Moriarty.
I make a swoop.
Oh, steady, my dear.
Now is the time to stop. No. Let's stop! Sorry, you didn't have to just finish me off.
That makes two of us.
Oh,
Stop there, Professor, or death may come sooner to you.
good show, Watson. Good show.
With like clockwork, eh, Holmes?
Here's your man. Oh, permit me to introduce you to Larrabee's butler. Here's one of my men.
The streets alone will sleep safely tonight thanks to you, Mr. Holmes.
May she always do so. Have you apprehended Madge Larrabee?
Aye, and her husband too.
Give up! Splendid. I will not only have the pleasure of testifying against your men, but against you as well.
Oh, Holmes! See you later.
No, you won't.
Get off me!
What will they do to him?
The gallows, I trust. Excellent. You got my message.
Who were those men?
3 were reasonably respectable citizens. The other was a minor criminal.
Minor? That was Professor Moriarty himself.
We have more serious matters to discuss.
More serious than Moriarty? Can we get on with it?
At once. The Lady Edwina, please have a seat.
I prefer to stand. Do you or do you not have the letters?
I have them, at a cost of £1,000.
What are you up to, Mr. Holmes?
What's wrong, Carl?
These are not the real letters. What? They're forgeries. Cleverly done, but forgeries nonetheless.
Are you certain?
Mr. Holmes, in spite of your supposed cleverness, they've tricked you.
You have disappointed Queen Victoria.
Moriarty's won. I'm ruined.
Surely this does not mean you may not recover the real letters.
I'm afraid it does.
The Prince puts such trust in you.
The insurance people told me I could trust you.
Do you have any ideas what this will do to the international affairs?
This will be a slap in the face for your reputation.
I am ruined. Ruined.
No. No. You're not.
Your Highness, I told you by messenger that you would have the letters in your hands within the hour.
Well? Well?
Carl, are they genuine?
Yes, quite genuine. Your reputation is secure, Mr. Holmes?
But what are the other letters? Forgeries?
Oh, Poe's methods are unorthodox.
If you say so, Dr. Watson, but I really don't understand.
What matters is that careless letters.
Yes?
I'm sure you'll appreciate the strain that Holmes has been under.
Naturally. I shall inform the insurance people of our complete satisfaction.
You're too kind.
You have been invaluable, Mr. Holmes.
I'll show you out.
You knew that the letters you purchased from the levies were counterfeit.
Yes.
And you also knew that when you told me this important business meeting, that I would come.
I hoped you would.
Because you know that I could never allow you to be disgraced.
I'm an excellent trickster, Miss Middleton. Before you say another word, I detect a hint of romance.
Well, your powers of observation are remarkable, Sherlock.
Yes, no. Yes, no. I am remarkable. Yes, my powers are remarkable.
Mr. Holmes! Oh, Mr. Holmes, do forgive me.
You are?
Maggie Baskerville, my brother Sir Henry Baskerville.
Niece and nephew of the murdered Sir Charles Baskerville?
Yes.
Yes, I know the case.
Recently, my brother received a letter warning that he would die at the Thames in a gigantic ghost town.
Not more letters.
Miss Baskerville, downstairs at once. We've not a moment to lose.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Alice. Think of me as one of the stately homes of London. Nice to visit, impossible to live with. Watson! Come along, Watson, the game's afoot.